So if you're on self-improvement, you will often be in one of these groups of people. So the first group is the people who are like on self-improvement, but they are still like thinking for themselves, but still acting like everyone else, like acting normally, not trying to be different and not trying to like stand out too much, because that can often be hard. So they are like doing the great habits, they are trying to improve themselves, they are on self-improvement, but they aren't talking about it in public because they know that they will get judged, and it's just much easier to not even talk about it because you will appear like a weirdo if you just talk about it in public. But you have the second group of people, which are the people on self-improvement who are like not afraid to say like, hey, I'm doing nofap, hey, I'm working on this business, hey, I want to escape the matrix, or stuff like this that can sound really cringe to people who are not really into it. And it's really like pretty weird to people who are not really into it. So, what happens is that these people, the second group, will often feel like it will be easier to like just express the thoughts and the emotions compared to trying to hold it back. So it's much easier to actually talk about it compared to just trying to hold it for yourself, obviously. But the thing is, it's much harder to actually uh, deal with all of the consequences that happen when you are in the second group. So what happens is that, like, especially if you are really young, so if you are like 30 years old or something, you don't even like have too many different friends that you need to spend time with. So if you have someone who is like judging you and not really your friend, you can easily like stop hanging around with him. But in school, like, you can't really cut off people because like you are in the classroom with them. So what happens is that you have a lot of people that you somewhat need to spend time with. And if you are in the second group, so you are like expressing the things that you are doing, like, I'm doing nofap, I'm doing cold showers, I'm meditating, I don't care about school, I am working out, I'm trying to be the best version of myself, I will buy a Tesla in 3 years from now, and all of these things that are like things that sound normal to you, but to these other people, it sounds like you are a clown, like you are crazy, and it almost sounds like you are literally making fun of yourself. So, what happens is that they will just make fun of you. It will be really hard to actually have any friends that are like honest around you and trying to like be supportive and to even understand you, because most won't even understand you, because at this point, if you are thinking so openly and like being ambitious and whatnot, you are like at least 10 years ahead of the other people who are like messing around and doing nothing. So it will just like be almost like you are not fitting in any sort. So it can be really hard. So it's much easier and much more recommended. So I would personally recommend you to, if you are like in my age group, to just be in the first group. So do all of these things for yourself, but don't talk about it too openly, because you can sometimes find. So there is one benefit of being in the second group, which I noticed, which was like when you talk about it so openly, you will meet a few people who actually want to do the same thing. So every so often you will find a person who is your age who actually wants to do the same thing. So he's like, "Oh my God, you did that thing! I want to do it also. Can you give me some tips and whatever?" But this is so rare. This is like 1 in 50, 1 in 100 people. So it's often a better idea to not ever even talk about the thing, and just like there is a law in 48 Laws of Power book, which says, um, think whatever you want but act like everyone else, which is like probably the best decision you want to make if you want to like not have any problems regarding the social circle and whatever. So yeah, definitely, if you want to have less problems in terms of like even like bullying or whatnot, depending on your like, so if you are like trying to, if you are like working out for years doing martial arts and stuff like that, not many people will actually like bully you like you would expect, because they don't have big balls like you would think. They are going to bully like some weak people. So if you are not really weak, they are less likely to actually like bully you, especially physically, because you can knock them out. But if you are like if you are weaker physically, or you don't look jacked or whatever, they will bully you even physically. But regardless of how strong you may be or whatever, they will bully you mentally. Like, they will just make fun of you and just like try to bring you down. Because what Hamza said in one of his previous videos is that this is really interesting. So how to see that a friend is really like a good friend or a fake friend. So if he's like honest friend, he will literally feel happiness inside of him when he sees that you are making progress. But if he is a fake friend, he will almost like try to, it's not like making fun of, but it's like almost trying to make it seem less valuable in his head, like making it seem like something that's like either too easy or something that's useless or something like that. So almost like trying to bring your successes down to his level. He doesn't want to feel insecure because he's seeing like, oh my god, this guy is making so much progress, I'm wasting my life. He doesn't want to have that feeling, so he's sometimes subconsciously trying to bring your things down and literally like, I'm not really sure how to explain these things, but I hope that you are understanding some of these. So yeah, like you need to watch Hamza's video about this, like which video it was, like something around about friends. You can watch the video. So it's really interesting to see how many of your friends are actually like snakes or fake friends or whatever. You don't really have many friends that will really feel hyped and happy when you do something that's good. Most of them would be like, they would be the happiest if you just continued playing video games with them, continued watching porn and jacking off and like wasting time on TikTok. They would be much happier compared to actually like when you turn off your phone and you don't reply to the message for like 3 days because you were doing something productive. So yeah, that's something to think about. So you can be in one of these groups, and if you are in the second group, you will experience some of the things that I now said. So the better option, if you want to have less pain while in school, is to be in the first group. But if you really don't care and you just like want to meet more people who are on the same path, you should be in the second group. But you need to know that it won't be easy. It will be really like hard and uncomfortable. It's like going to the school, it's harder than doing any kind of workout, because like you know you are gonna get like made fun of by at least 10 people every single day, like in terms of like getting stupid comments and stuff, and like nobody respects you except the people who are like on a bigger level, who either are bigger than you or want to achieve something that you achieved. So you just have a little percentage of people that are like, oh, I want to achieve the same thing, but 99% is like, who is this guy? We will make fun of him. He's like so weird. He's like a clown and stuff like this. So yeah, that's something to think about. And this is one of the reasons that I just like want to leave the school immediately and literally like say fuck off. Like you are such a like kid, whatever. Like I will go whenever. Like it doesn't really matter. I will just go somewhere and leave these people behind, because it's so like time consuming, energy consuming, and it's like it doesn't give you any confidence, because you expect respect when you get these nice successes in all areas of your life, but everything you get is making fun of, being made fun of. So it's just easier to say fuck it and leave everyone. So yeah, guys, see you tomorrow.